See if I pressed the right button. Okay. Here we go. Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. So yesterday we talked about general to specific. Like say you start talking about seafood, then you talk about why you like to eat Japanese seafood, and then you talk about a specific example. Depends means like for variable situations. Like for example, if, like I said yesterday, if someone asks you if you prefer fast food or slow or regular slow food restaurant, you might say it
I have
depends.
some request. I have a request.
Yeah.
Can you
Yes.
please zoom the screen? Zoom the screen.
Yes. Okay, say again, please. Hello, Odil John. Hello. Welcome back, Iwi. Welcome, Zalejo. Good to see you all.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. Welcome, Sushant. Okay. Anyway, when you are talking about depends, this just means that you have something really variable, like what you prefer to eat for dinner time. If you're working, that would be McDonald's. If you're out with friends, a person might prefer to go outside and go to a slow food restaurant. So let's go to concession. Now, this means that you make a main point and then you give a counter argument to it. This could be like if you're on the fence with an opinion, like say this person is talking about steak. But they add in the counter argument because steak is not always healthy. So they say, well, recently I'd have to say that I have been enjoying eating steak, and each time I feel like a steak, I go to Outback Steakhouse because the steaks there are huge. However, I think that it might not be all that healthy to eat so much red meat, as I've heard that can lead to high levels of cholesterol. Welcome, Star. Okay, do you understand this part? Anyone? Marshall, do you understand about this?
Yes, I do understand this. I got it.
Great, great.
It's more like that the first part of the speech is positive and the next one is negative,
Right.
or
Excellent.
vice versa.
Uh-huh. Welcome, Bezod. Welcome, Shohi. And sorry if I mispronounce some names. Welcome, Shohi Jahun. Okay.
Right.
So, Marshall, can you give an example of a concession?
Yes, I can. Uh, I love tasty food containing sugar,
Uh-huh.
but on the other hand, it's bad for my health. It makes me weight some, gain some weight.
Excellent. Okay, Makona, could you offer an example of this?
No.
Mensur. Okay. Oh, okay. How about Venkat? Vensara. Shirzad, welcome here. Yes, Mansara. Can you give an example of making a concession?
Sorry, I wasn't there at the moment, so I can hear that. So I can code that.
Okay.
I have. Go ahead, please.
Could you give an example of a concession? This is where you make an argument, but then you first you say something positive and then you say something negative. Like about food. Mansara, what concession could you say for eating candy?
Is that what do you mean concession by? Is it now if you give me a positive idea, should you give a negative one? I couldn't get that.
Okay, you begin with first a positive concept, then you add a negative. For example, I like junk food, but I don't like that it is fattening.
Okay, got it. Okay,
Excellent.
okay. Now what's your idea? I think you should give me a sentence.
Okay, so what do you think about eating potato chips?
Yes, of course, I like that. That's very tasty, and that's one of my favorite foods. So I like that.
Great.
Can I
Okay.
give an example?
Yes, you may.
So I really enjoyed sodas and chocolates, but
Mm-hmm.
after reading a book about like sugar, I found out that sugar can lead to different diseases like heart disease and cancer. After um after finding out such information, I definitely reduced of sugar in my diet.
Excellent. Okay.
Hello,
Anyone
ma'am.
else? Yes, go for it.
Hello.
Hello,
Uh,
how are you?
Sorry for being so late.
It's
I
okay.
am late, so I'm okay. Yeah. So, could you please tell me what is happening now in class?
Okay. Okay. Right now, we are talking about number 4, which is on making a concession. This is where first you state a positive and then you state a negative. Like say, I like hot dogs, but hot dogs are very salty.
Okay. Means I
Yes,
like something, but I dislike something and something.
right.
Okay.
So,
I really like color pens, but at times they get dry, so I don't like them.
uh-huh. Good. Okay.
Elizabeth, can I give an example?
Hello, Mansarathi Kalpa.
Hello? Sorry? Hello?
Hello, Irina. How are
Yes,
you?
can I give an example? I'm fine, thank you. How are you, Elizabeth?
I'm great.
Okay, I'm ready to give an example. Can I do that?
Yes, you may.
Okay. I like eating fruit and I think it's healthy. But sometimes it can lead, so I mean, eating many fruits can lead to indigestion. Is that okay?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, good.
Okay, we're getting some great examples. Welcome back, Limited. Welcome, Alex Wolf. Welcome, Nodira. Keep it on coming. Okay, are we ready to go on to number 5?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Number 5
So, ma'am, would
is
you tell me what kind of
yes.
topic you are talking about?
Okay. Today we are talking about subtopics
Hello.
within success for speaking in IELTS. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi,
Ma'am, can you get me?
Yeah,
I
your
can
voice
hear
is
you.
getting.
Ah, sure. I was talking about what kind of topic we are talking about.
Yes, we are talking about speaking success in IELTS.
If there were
And
any phrasal verb, idioms, any kind of vocabulary.
today we are talking about ways to expand on an idea and ways to keep speaking for a longer time. Welcome, Shirin Boyev.
Here,
One way
hello.
of
Mm-hmm.
hello.
And
Now,
then
mm-hmm.
How are you doing?
One, I'm doing great, and you?
I'm pretty cool. Since
Awesome.
it's been cool since morning until at the evening time.
Uh-huh. All right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
we're gonna go on to number 5. Avoidance. This
But
means
I love to speaking with the foreign people around the world every time.
yes, yes. Okay, I'm going to talk about number 5. So, avoidance. This means not directly answering the question at first, and then you answer it. Like,
I love
well, to be
talking. But
honest,
here, no one's speaking. I think I ain't able to hear the man voice here as well.
okay, please let me finish speaking, and then I will call on people, okay? Now, with this, you say, well, to be honest, I don't really have a favorite food, but I guess that if I had to choose one, then I'd have to go for something like pizza. You know, I just love all that cheese and tomato sauce. In here, the avoiding phrase is, well, to be honest. The answering phrase is, if I really had to choose one. Now, this this is a way of gathering your thoughts if you feel like you are put on the spot. Sometimes you'll get questions that just catch you off guard. And then you think, oh my gosh, I like all of this. What do I do? But the requirement is you have to choose just one. So this is where you'd say, like if someone asked you about fruit, you might say, oh my gosh, I love all the fruit. But if I had to choose just one, I would have to say I like banana because banana is very good for breakfast in the morning. If someone said, hey, what kind of car do you like? This is where you say, oh, I like all cars, but if I had to choose one, I would choose the gold Porsche. And so on.
Like ballpark?
Yes, that's just an example. So, Bensara, let's practice this. What kind of car do you like? What's your favorite car?
Well, to be honest, I like Ferrari.
Good.
May I answer it? Can you give me a question?
Yes? Okay. Wonder, what can you tell me your favorite fruit using this model?
Okay. Well, honestly, I love lots of fruits, But if I had to choose one, I would choose apples, because it's a healthy fruit for us, and I just do like them because of their taste and fresh juice which I can make with them.
Wonderful answer. Okay, other people.
Could you please ask any question to me?
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
More for
Can
you.
I?
What can
Mansi.
you tell me about your favorite Indian foods?
Well, to be honest, I really don't have favorite food, but I guess that if I have to choose one, I will choose dal bhati churma. That is Rajasthani dish and very spicy, but it tastes delicious.
Excellent. Okay.
Beautiful.
And
So
yes,
maybe
Sun. Okay, Sunita.
yeah. At
What?
that I couldn't give you the full answer. That the question that was my favorite time, was my favorite car. So may I give it now? I couldn't at that moment.
Okay,
Okay.
Sunita.
Can you ask me a
Yes.
question?
Yes, Sunita. Let's go on to you. Could
Hello,
you
ma'am.
tell us about your favorite ice cream?
Hmm. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Sunita. How are you?
I'm fine.
Great.
Can you
And
please repeat what is avoidance?
okay, avoidance means not directly answering the question at first and then answering it. This is for if you have a question which puts you on the spot. So, do you understand?
Elizabeth, may I ask one question? Can you show the first, second, and third like topics of this today's lesson? Because I was late to this lesson and I don't know what was the first, second, and third like
Yeah, yeah, I
topics,
agree with you.
subtitles.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. For today's topics, first we have got concession, then avoidance, and then how to speak and vary your speaking speed.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if there is time, use using lots of adjectives and adverbs, though I think we will save this one for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
May I ask a question?
Yes, you
Before I
may?
apologize, I mean, it's kind of
Yes.
offer. Can I just record your own live stream because there are other people want to see your own lesson. They're unaware of it. So for some precautions, it will be great because we want to hear it again your voice, kind of your own way of teaching it because we can struggle with answering the
Ma'am,
question
are you on
after the
YouTube?
lesson is end. Sorry.
Ma'am, are
Yes,
you
I
on YouTube?
I have a YouTube channel. Yes.
Ma'am, we can join. Can we join it?
Yes. Of
Then,
course.
This
ma'am,
is the right way to
please
disturb us.
share your channel link in group so we all can join because it is
Okay.
going to be very beneficial for us and we will definitely share with other friends who are prepared for IELTS.
Great. Okay, I am bringing up my YouTube link.
Okay, I gonna send the link now into the group.
Okay, hold on. YouTube is being
Of
slow.
course, we are ready for that.
Okay. Let's hope that it doesn't get bounced in the group. Okay, wait. So just so that the link doesn't get bounced from the group, I am going to put this into the main Learn Laugh Speak, and I am going to put it in a comment. Okay. Okay, it actually didn't bounce. Now the comment is under the main poster for the link. Can you guys see that comment? Welcome Junior MC. Welcome Lex. Not sure of how to say your name. I'm sorry. Okay. Welcome back, Limited. Okay, do you have any questions? Because I am going to move on to next page.
I have one question.
Yes.
I mean, do you have any kind of? I mean, what's the meaning of this lesson for just speaking?
Yes,
Yeah,
this
you're
is
saying
working on.
avoidance. Uh-huh.
These are different ways of answering questions. And when you are speaking during an IELTS test, you don't want to have a bunch of pauses. Like, for example, if the tester says to you, so, do you enjoy eating steak? And you go, maybe I like steak. An answer like that would get you booted out. You don't want that. So instead, you want to have a long answer. Or, like I said, if you get put on the spot, like if you feel a question is awkward, then this is where you use avoidance to buy you time. Or
Uh-huh.
if
I got
you,
you.
yes,
Yeah.
like
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
If you realize that you don't actually know what the answer is to something, or if you have something that you have never actually thought about, this is where you use avoidance and you just make up an answer on the spot.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's move
Okay.
on.
Yes, I was about to say
Shall
that.
we go on? Shall we go on? Time is too late.
Yes, of course. Now, this part is speak at a variable speed rate. Fluency depends on a lot of factors. This includes your tone. This includes your speed. Like, you don't want to be talking really, really slowly in a monotone like this. No. To sound natural, you've got to speak with a, a changing speed rates. Sometimes you might talk fast. Like if you get to talking about something you're really passionate about. Like let's say you start talking about your prized collection of unicorn dolls. You might get to speaking really fast, like, oh, I love my unicorn dolls, blah, 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 blah. I have 300 of them, blah, 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 blah. I love my little pony, blah, 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 as an example. But if you're talking about engineering, like you're talking about your job, you might say, oh, I'm an engineer. Yeah, I work in a cubicle every day. I'm
I do.
underappreciated, like that. Okay, great.
Okay. So
I'm a
ma'am, would you
mechanical
tell
engineer.
me?
Yes.
Okay. So would you tell me some kind of sentence which I'm gonna give you? You'll have to tell me the correct ones. Are you ready
Okay.
for here?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Could you join me on VC, or could you join me in VC, or could you join me to VC?
Could you join me in VC?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the next one. Could you send me a message on WhatsApp, or could you send me a message in WhatsApp?
On WhatsApp.
Okay. So why did you here use on WhatsApp and there you used before in VC?
Wait. One thing. Q&A is at the end.
Okay.
I really appreciate that you ask
Mhm.
me these kinds of questions, but please wait at least 10 minutes, okay?
Okay. As you
Now,
like.
okay, just keep in mind that the reason why I also allow you to interrupt by asking questions like this is so that I can see if you are understanding certain
Mhm.
concepts. Like what I am
Okay.
talking about just now, like speeding up and slowing down. Like if you feel comfortable with the topic or are giving less important information, you can speed up. But if you want to emphasize something or are using high level language, like let's say you're using a bunch of difficult words and you want the examiner to notice, this is where you slow down. Adding to this, we have got redundant language. This is like, oh, well, actually, you know. Or you might have fillers where you might use like. Do you know, like grapefruit juice? You know. Do you hear all of those fillers? Anyway, this is how a native speaks. Also, there is punctuation. We've got written punctuation and we have got spoken punctuation. A comma indicates taking a breath. A full stop is a longer pause. Paragraph is where you speak for even longer. So, I'm going to ask you some questions about things you might be passionate about or things that you are not so passionate about.
Okay,
So,
I'm ready.
okay, wonder. What can you tell us about your job?
Well, honestly, I don't work now because I've been studying, and I can say that I do like studying because it's kind of my, let's say, purpose. Because because after graduation from my study establishment, can I say like this, study establishment or something another?
Yes, I think study establishment is okay.
So after that, I will find my dream job and work. But now I can say that I don't have any experience of it because I'm just, as I said, studying.
Okay, great.
Is it good, appropriate answer?
I think so. Yes, and also, you spoke kind of more slowly, which was good because you were easy to understand.
Mm-hmm.
But let's also try out speaking fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Marshall, what is something that you are passionate about?
I'm passionate about driving. I do like driving cars around the downtown, And what I can tell about is it's not very nice thing to do, just driving around the town because it's expensive.
Excellent. Okay, welcome Furtively Miracle. Welcome
Yeah.
Pascarelli. Yes, Mansara, what is something you are passionate about that you might talk really fast about?
Okay. Actually, I'm very passionate here about uh, playing cricket. I like cricket. I think that's a very interesting sport, and that's where my favorite sport, and I would like to play it. And I'm playing in my school team, and I would like to play for Sri Lanka in the future for my Sri Lankan team. That's what I'm
Excellent.
like.
Very good answer. Okay, other people, welcome. Wave, welcome. BLL. Okay. Iwi, what about you? Is there something that you are passionate about that you can just talk on and on and on about?
Yes, actually there is. So I'm into drawing and I have a special book which I bought 2 years ago and it has unique flowers in it. So whenever I have a free time, I just take my book and start painting. After that, I become better, happier, and it takes off my stress. That's all.
Wonderful. Okay, wow. So, do you have any questions before I go on, before I do some review?
Yeah, maybe I have.
Sure.
So, my question is like we should speak in our native language, right? It shouldn't be so slow or so fast. It should sound natural and it must show our fluency, right? It's not about being so fast, speed up our speech or slow down it, right?
That's right. Yes. As a teacher, I have to speak kind of slowly so that I can be understood by my students. But when I am
Mm-hmm.
with other native speakers, I go blah, 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 really, really fast.
Yeah.
In
But in
fact, yes,
But in IELTS exam, we should speak in normal speed, right? With natural fluency, not so fast or not so slow down, because we need to speak, let's say, clearly, and our examiner should understand us.
that's right.
But
Yes,
yeah, yeah. But here's another factor, your own tone. Yeah, I think the teacher is right because, in terms of speeding up, when you have your own way of language, you have your own topic to discuss, the examiner will witness it. And
yes,
he can witness, you can mean that you are ready for this kind of topics, and he will give you maybe based on this type of your own answer. But being only in a similar tone is kind of boring. The examiner, you're kind of making examiner boring, so maybe lower your score. So for this reason, being flexible is really a solution, I think. Yeah.
definitely. Yes.
Thank you.
And also, you've got to keep in mind that the examiners have got a long day. So, depending on when you get into the examination, you've got to keep the examiner's job kind of interesting for them. Because they might think, oh no, not another one. And then, you keep their interest. The examiner perks up, and then they think, ooh, this person is interesting. I'll give them a high score. Like that.
Mm-hmm. Which means that we should use our emotions as well as we should make appropriate pose and I don't know, look our tone as well.
Yes, definitely. Basically, fluency is a bunch of different factors. But with enough
Yes.
practice, you can achieve fluency.
Well, and what can you say about my fluency right now? How I'm speaking, or what about my pronunciation and fluency as well?
Okay, I think you've got pretty good pronunciation. You speak without pause, and you even speed up and slow down. The only constructive criticism I would give is working on the tone. But again, that will come through practice.
Okay, thank you.
And
Okay.
could you please rate my fluency?
Okay. You're able to speak without pause, which is good, but you speak a little slowly. Your tone, I think, is pretty good, but we need to get to review.
Okay.
Now, for this review,
Hey, what?
guys, I really appreciate all these questions, but I am going to speak, okay? Now, short review before we go into the regular Q&A. Like we discussed yesterday, we've got the bad examples for a speaking test. Like, do you like to watch movies? Yes! What sort? Drama! Do you have a particular favorite? No, teacher. Do you have a favorite actor? No, teacher. Those are bad answers. They make you sound like a kid. Now, like we discussed yesterday, we've got extending your answers. Like, what kind of food do you like? You've got dividing into 2 or 3 parts. Well, there are 3 kinds of food that I'm really keen on. The one I like best is Italian food because blah blah. I also really like to eat Korean food as it's very blah blah. I'm also partial to Mexican food because it is very blah blah. That is one way of talking about multiple answers. The next way that we also discussed yesterday was general to specific. You start out with a general topic. Let's say Italian foods. Then you go to specific and you say, I really like lasagna. Lasagna is really delicious because I love the ricotta cheese in the sauce. Depends. This phrase is used to describe different situations. Some situations have more than one answer, which is fine, especially when it comes to foods. Someone says to you, hey, what's your favorite food today? I think it depends. If I go to work today, I prefer to get McDonald's. But if I call off today and spend time with my friends, I might go out to a regular sit-down restaurant, like a Korean barbecue. Welcome, ZMS. Now, going on, before we do Q&A, like I said, we've also got concession. This seems to be a little tricky. But this is where if you've got something which does not have a specific answer, like start by making a main point and then you give it a counter argument. This is where you might talk about a food which is kind of unhealthy, and then first you explain why you like it, and then you explain what you dislike about it and why. And the last one is avoidance. This is a way, like I said, to buy yourself time if you find that something doesn't, if you find yourself on the spot. This is where you have to use the avoidance strategy and you just make up your answer as you go along. With avoidance, you don't actually have to believe the answer. You just have to supply an answer without too much pause. Okay, we've got about 7 minutes left. Now we can do Q&A session. Who wants to go first?
Me. Well,
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
I just, I just want you to ask some questions in order to answer them because I really want to practice my speaking because I'm really into improving it. And, I just do like to speak with native speakers. That's why I want you to give some questions and I will answer them.
Okay, so Wonder, can you tell me about your favorite car?
Well, actually, I have lots of different brands of cars, but I can say that if I have a chance to choose, I would choose the Mercedes, right? The pronunciation.
Okay, great. Mercedes. Okay, let's keep going. Let's get in some Q's and A's. I had some really good Q's and A's about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yes, I hear someone.
Can you ask me something?
Yes, you may. Go ahead.
Uh,
I think that he was asking you that you asked
Mm,
him something.
W car.
Okay, so we are having a reverse Q&A. Okay.
So, well, I have a real question. I have a
think
real question.
Yes, please.
yeah.
Question is like when it comes to part two speaking session in part two, like we have to speak within the 2 minutes, and yeah, I know that we should kind of extend our answer, like speak as more as we can, but when it comes to ideas, if we lack of some ideas or we just have said everything, what should we do? We should kind of make up a story, or we should try to, I don't know, add new ideas.
Yes, sometimes you might have to do that.
Mhm.
Sometimes you just have to make it up as you go along. And even if you don't believe in it, you have to supply an answer. Like, say,
Yeah.
if someone asks you a question, let's say about cleaning the house, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't especially like cleaning the house or really want to talk about it, but you have to give an answer. So you just make something up. Someone says, hey, can you tell me how you clean up the house? You say, okay, to clean up the house, I like to use my vacuum, and I also like to use my sponge in the sink. Like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when it comes to part one questions, they shouldn't be so long, right? We should just give 2 or 3 sentences in general.
Right. You need to be concise, just like you're doing a job interview.
Mm-hmm. And also, part three questions are about they are general questions about everything, and we should give more extended answer. We should kind of explain, maybe give some example. Just we shouldn't just ask, yeah, I like it because blah blah blah. We should just explain it more because it is kind of mm, discussion questions, right?
Yes. That's right.
We can even give examples from our life when we are talking about part three questions, or we can't.
Yes. You should give examples from your life.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because
can
although sometimes you've got to make it up as you go along, still at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, you don't want to be fake. You don't want to be telling lies.
Yes, right. This is right.
Mm-hmm. Overall, you've got to be sincere, Or else the
Mhm.
person giving the test might question why you want to use the test to move to another country. They'll wonder, is this person for real? Should I pass them along or not? You don't want that.
Mm.
Any other questions? Because we are almost out of time. Welcome online, Zakovat. Welcome, Martin. Welcome back, Margarita. Welcome, Wasim.
Teacher, good evening.
Yes. Good evening.
What will be the topic of our next lesson?
Okay, next lesson will be practicing adjectives and adverbs.
Oh, that's
Okay,
great.
Because
I
Great,
can all
great.
expect.
I'm looking
wonderful,
forward to this lesson.
wonderful. Oh, I'm so happy.
And it will be tomorrow, right?
Yes, it will be tomorrow. My schedule, and I am going to give this to you in private message. My schedule, it
What's
runs
today's
from
topic?
Sunday through Friday at 11 p.m. Tokyo time. And
Mm-hmm.
feel free to share around my YouTube videos when I upload them. I'm quite busy, so I have not really had time to upload the recordings from this week, but I will be doing that this weekend.
I already subscribed and shared the link with my friends, and I guess
Oh,
they will
thank you so
definitely
much.
subscribe it soon.
Thank you so much.
Always
Okay,
welcome.
any last questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Can I ask you?
Yes, final question. Marshall.
How
I
can we
want to talk
help
with
you?
you personally. Can I keep messaging on Telegram group personally?
Okay. Okay. You
Can I
can, Marshall, you can definitely help me by sharing my YouTube. You're really helpful to me tonight, and you helped keep the group from derailing, which is great. Overall, you were just a wonderful teammate. And for the rest of you, because I see some new names here, as usual, did you have a good class?
Yes, of course. We got a beautiful class. I'm thankful for you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so see you guys tomorrow. Good night.
Yes,
Bye
of
Thank
course.
you.
bye.
See you
Take
guys
care.
tomorrow.
Excuse me, I haven't.
Okay.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.